And we have been very moved everywhere we go. Maybe out of 10 people, one person will scold us, the rest 9 people will say, encourage us and say, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. So we are positive about the outcome of this coming general elections. Wong Chen and I, we are hopeful. I wouldn't say we are confident, but we are hopeful. We are relying on you to send us to State Assembly and to Parliament. Friends, I will go straight to the points. Today we are in USJ1. Now you have heard from Teresa. You have heard from Teresa just now about how we work here in the last 5 years, and I have actually developed not a very good reputation among developers. I am actually known as the Adun who is anti-developer or anti-development. They say, Hannah Yeoh, you always say no to projects. You always say no to business. You are not friendly. Well, I just want to tell you something. I'm not anti-developer. I'm pro-sustainable development. Okay? And because we are in USJ1, I want to explain to you. MCA has accused us for approving so many projects here. Let me tell you, after we won in 2008, there were already papers presented. They call it the draft local plan. Okay? Barisan Nasional has spent millions preparing the draft local plan. And so when we inherited this, we have to continue with the process. Okay, public hearing was already in place in January 2008. So when we came in March, we have to honor the process. And after that, the local plan has been gazetted. And in the local plan of MPSJ, it is clearly stated that any commercial land, if you have a commercial land title, you are allowed to develop at a plot ratio of 1:4. Okay, so because the local plan has been gazetted, public hearings are no longer held. But what I do, we go to the ground, we engage residents associations so we know the problems they face. And the MPSJ councillors in MPSJ made it a point to ensure that your grouses are all stated in the kebenaran merancang, in the development order. That means the conditions are imposed. Now you see the Empire Remix project here. Okay, let me just explain to you. The Empire Remix project here, MPSJ has imposed on them, okay, a condition that they must build an interchange right at this junction here. So MPSJ has approved the project, but together with the approval comes with an interchange that will allow USJ1 residents, when the project is completed, you can go out from here, okay, into Kesas, Shah Alam or KL bound. And if you're coming back from Shah Alam, you don't have to go out from Summit anymore. You can drive straight into Persiaran Subang Mewah. So MPSJ has facilitated and made sure, they made it a point that these are all reflected in the development order. So there'll be an interchange coming up. Well, after I took over, I also found out that Subang Kelana Link, the Subang Kelana Link flyover approved by Barisan Nasional, 300 million ringgit spent on that flyover. Now, you don't need a genius to tell you that the traffic jam at Persiaran Kewajipan, the choking point is at the Summit traffic light. They approve a flyover of 300 over million that did not solve that traffic jam. The flyover stopped just before the traffic light. All of you know that, huh? Okay? So that flyover completed in 2009. Do you know that until today, that project has not been handed over to the government? The project is still under the contractor because of the defect liability period. And you know about the famous flood on the flyover. We are the only country having flood on the flyover. When we found out about that, we went back to them. Hey, you spent 300 million on this flyover, what happened? Oh, it has not been handed over. It's still under Ahmad Zaki. The car that was caught there is still trying to claim from Ahmad Zaki for the cost of repair. My office is helping to contact Ahmad Zaki. Okay, so we have been protesting together with residents of USJ1, calling on Kesas, calling on Lembaga Lebuh Raya Malaysia and the Ministry of Works, Datuk Shaziman, who is now the caretaker minister, okay, to improve that traffic light at Summit. We want it from 4-phase, we want it to be 2-phase. To and fro, because we did a traffic study, MPSJ, they found out that every morning 3,000 cars from Kota Kemuning come up to use Persiaran Kewajipan. I stood there before when I was very heavily pregnant with the traffic police. The traffic police said, Puan, ini semua bukan traffic Subang Jaya. So we said, okay, let's go down and count. So we counted every 5 cars, 3 cars go down to Klang and Kota Kemuning. Okay, so the plan here is to make that traffic light from 4-phase to 2-phase. And I understand that the Ministry of Works, after so much of pressure from the local community, they have approved and they are tendering out to turn that now into 2-phase, which means you want to turn left and right, you have to go down the highway and make a U-turn. Okay, all this will come out in the next 2 to 3 years. It will be completed. I will ensure that USJ1 will have better facilities to and fro.